Well, good morning. It's 8:30 in the morning, and I'm just outside of a small town here on the beach. I think it's pronounced Xylo Castro, something like that. You see here, I have the water right in front of me. Um, I've been for a swim this morning. You can see behind me there's this little shed for getting changed in, and just over here is a little shower. So I'm feeling very refreshed after wild camping again last night. Actually behind me over here there's a old soccer pitch or football pitch. So I pitched my tent in there last night, hoping that no one would mind. And it was not a great success because there was a couple of properties around the football pitch, and there were dogs, and they were barking at me a lot of the time. I was when I was setting up the tent, and then this morning when I was packing up, the dogs were just barking at me the whole time, and I felt bad because I think I disturbed a few people. And there was a guy who came out and he had a look at me while the dog was barking, and he didn't do anything, but he had a good look at me, and I was not sure what was going to happen. And last night when I was in my tent trying to sleep, I could hear some voices talking around somewhere in the football pitch, and I kind of peeked my head out. I couldn't see anyone, but yeah, I was a little bit worried that someone was going to tell me to move. So I didn't have a great night's sleep, which is a bit frustrating because I went to bed very early, around 8:30. And yeah, I came up with a bit of a headache this morning, so I'm not sure what's going on. But coffee and water will fix it, I'm sure. Yesterday was a bit of a frustrating day again. I left in a pretty good mood, reasonably late from the apartment. I think I left at about 10:30. I tried to kind of soak in as much of the apartment as I could before I left, enjoying having somewhere to just rest for a little bit and charge everything, and chill out on the balcony, have some breakfast. It was really nice. And then I left town, and I was heading down the highway, and I stopped at a supermarket to get some lunch and stuff for the rest of the day, and was in a good mood. And I came back out from the supermarket to find that my front tire was flat again. So that was pretty frustrating. So I spent another 20 minutes. I just took the tube out and put my spare one in, because the one that was in the front tire already had 5 patches on it, and I'm presuming one of the patches just is leaking it somehow, because I couldn't see anything wrong with the tire, I couldn't see anything wrong with the tube. It didn't even seem to be leaking when I inflated it. So I just took that tube out, put the spare one in, and then I was sweating bullets at this point because I was doing this in the sun, didn't have any shade, and basically all my clothes that I had just cleaned were all sweaty again straight away, so that was a waste of time. And then I was thinking, well, I've just used my spare tube, I've basically got no patches left, can I even make it to the next town? So I was Googling bike shops, and there was one back in the town where I had just come from in Patras, basically where I'd started. So I cycled another 6 kilometers back into town, found this cool little bike shop cafe, and they sold me, I got 2 extra tubes and a whole bunch of new patches, pumped up my tires with their compressor, and it was good to go again. So basically starting from where I'd started at 11:30 at this point. So I was a bit frustrated, and I felt like I'd wasted half of the day, and I wanted to make up time, so I just kept I just, got on the road and I was just speeding as fast as I could, and there was quite a bit of headwind, so even though it was fairly easy riding, like nothing felt easy about it. It just was a struggle the whole time, and there wasn't really anything nice to look at. It was like the road was kind of off the coast a bit and just going through little towns which weren't really pleasant to look at, and in my opinion, and there was quite a bit of traffic, so that was a bit stressful. Again with this, I was in this mindset now of like I've wasted like heaps of time, I need to catch up, so I was just stressed about going fast and not being able to, basically, which is silly because I still have probably a spare day to get to Athens, so it's not really a big deal, but yeah, it's just this whole like Schengen thing is just weighing on my mind, and it has been since the start of the trip. Every country here in Europe has felt like a bit of a rush because of that, except for the Balkans, which was a really nice change. And so even just for that reason, I'm looking forward to getting to Turkey, where I'll have another 3 months if I want to. And what else? I passed a few bike travellers yesterday. One of them was a youngish guy with the panniers sitting on the side of a road having lunch, and I just waved at him and asked if he was alright when I went past, and he said yes. And again, I was in this mindset of just wanting to keep going, so I just kept going, I didn't stop. I did at some point pass the father and son that I had seen the other day. So I passed them again, and they were going left and I went right, so again I didn't stop and talk to them. And then towards the end of the day, I passed a young lady who was on the side of the road looking out onto the beach. She was going the opposite direction to me, and she was looking at her phone, so I didn't even wave to her, I just went straight past. So yeah, I was just in the wrong mood to be talking to people. And the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure if I had stopped and talked to them, I would have felt a lot better. It would have helped me get out of my funk that I was in, but I was just not in the right mood to make myself stop and talk to people. I just didn't feel like it. So yeah, like it wasn't until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon that I got back onto the actual coast, and it was like really nice riding on the beach where I am now. Basically, I've been riding on this road here the last couple of the last 30 kilometers or so, which has been really nice, and I hope there's going to be more of that today. Hopefully, yeah, just follow the coastline. Yeah, about 120 kilometers from Athens, which is pretty close. I could get there today, but I think I'll camp somewhere again tonight, and then go in tomorrow, and then I'll have a bit of time in Athens Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which will be good because I've got a few things to do. Like, I want to get the bike serviced, and I want to vote in the referendum, which I can do at the embassy. I've checked their opening times and all that, and hopefully do some sightseeing as well. It'd be cool to see some of the ruins in Athens. So a few things to do, but yeah, I'll get there. I'm feeling tired, but I saw the sunrise this morning and just feeling grateful for that, and for myself for being on this trip and reflecting on how far I've come. yeah, it's pretty special. So I'm feeling grateful for that. And so I'll leave you here and I'll continue with the day. So cheers.